I don't get it, but like every other YouTuber is doing this. It blows my mind that every other freaking YouTuber, people in their garages are doing live trailer reactions.
We're live again we're live, but we're live, but we need to not. It's sadly it's a different stream. I think it's a different so it's like it's a new video.
So is it a new link?
It's a new link. I'll start putting it back out. But all right, so don't
paste it into the
trailer
comments
again.
I can post it into the what do you call it? Into the
It's all right. Just
I can post it into the comment section.
Yeah. Good.
So we're live here.
Yeah.
All right. So we're back.
We are back.
We are back, folks. We apologize about that. That is all. I don't personally understand it because every person and their mama is doing a Suicide Squad reaction trailer and shows, and I don't know, but here we go. I'm gonna post it in. There we go. Go to the news stream. I'm putting in the link right here. New stream, guys. Hope you join us from over there.
It's literally the same exact like descriptions and everything.
Okay, well, I put it in there.
So, all right. So we got taken down for using the Suicide Squad trailer. We are very sorry about that. I've watched 3 or 4 different streams today that also did the same thing. Yeah. Which is, it's very upsetting when that kind of stuff happens. However, it was not our intention to do that. Very, very, very sorry about that. Let's just move on into something else. Look, the moral of the story is this movie looks really fun.
Yeah, it looks really fun, and I think it looks exciting. And again, for those of you joining us, we have to start a new stream. But everyone does reaction videos, but when we do, I think it's the stuff we said about Walter Amada. I think he has us on a shit list where he's like, these YouTubers, when you see them, stop them. Yeah. Still images. Oh my God, that's ridiculous. Yeah. We're having so much fun too. So
we were literally like, all we were doing is talking about how much like fun this movie looks like. Right?
Exactly. Yeah. And that's a shame.
It's all right though. Anyway, so let's get the background back. We have a lot more to talk about.
We have a lot to talk about.
Plain and simple, we have a lot more to talk about. That was not all we had today.
Yeah. But let me ask you this real quick. If this movie is successful, which it probably will be, the only question mark is, are people going to go to theaters to watch it, which they should. Do you think this upsets any plans to restore the Snyderverse? Because then Warner, whatever it's called, Discovery, Warner Media Plus, or whatever they're calling themselves, might say, hey, this new direction is making money. The Flash is probably going to make a lot of money. Do we really need to go back to the Snyderverse? I think that could actually hurt us.
Listen. I'm be really, really upfront with you guys right now. This movie's going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
And the Flash is going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
It is not a good sign for. It could be a good sign depending on what the Flash is doing, but from what I'm being told, it's not looking good for the Snyderverse as a whole.
Yeah.
Because listen, from what I'm hearing, they want Keaton to come in and be Batman.
Yeah.
People are already complaining Ben Affleck was too old. So we're gonna bring in an older guy to be a Batman Beyond type figure or someone to that degree. Yeah. I'm hesitant to say it. I really am, but I'm thinking that we're leaning more towards not having a Snyderverse.
Yeah, because this movie's probably gonna see now. Warner Brothers might shoot themselves in the foot because here's going to be the real test. Hey guys, here's the real test. Fast 9 is coming out this weekend. That's not going to be on demand. You have to see that, and if that movie makes a lot of money, Warner Brothers is gonna be like, oh crap, we should have just done a theatrical release instead of it being both on HBO Max and in theaters. Because if you want to see this and you only have to go to the theaters, this movie's going to make a lot of money. But if you could watch it at home, you know, The Quiet Place 2 beat The Conjuring at the box office because a lot of people stayed home and watched it at home. Why go out? But if that had been exclusively online or exclusively on theaters, Conjuring would have beaten Quiet Place 2 in its third week.
Right. So
that's the only thing that could hurt Suicide Squad.
Yeah, Nicotina brings up a good point. So we could have a world where maybe, just maybe, the theatrical versions of these characters, they do continue theatrically. And then the Snyderverse as we know it, will be a multiverse version of the characters that exists solely on HBO Max and solely for the purpose of telling Black Label or this Black Label storyline.
Darker stuff.
The nightmare sequence, right? All that stuff. Like that will be what the HBO Max stuff is for, right? Is telling Zack Snyder's story. That could be a good way to get best of both worlds. But is that going to make everyone happy?
I don't know, because on the other hand, HBO Max is making a Gotham show that is set in the
in Robert Pattinson's world.
So
it's very confusing. You know what I don't like about DC right now is I don't like that I don't know where we're going.
Yeah.
It's the one thing I always give Marvel credit for. You always kind of know which way Marvel's heading, right? Or they're literally just upfront with you. Hey, this is what we're doing. Hey, we got this coming. DC, it's like we don't know what's around the corner.
If you read Ann Sarnoff's Vanity Fair article, they're kind of being honest that, hey, the direction we're going in is the direction that we want to go. No Snyderverse.
Right.
Like, they're kind of being honest about it from their point of view. I know people like our colleague War Stu is saying, look, I have insider information that is telling me, you know, there's talks happening and stuff like that happening. But then Zach himself comes out and says, I haven't heard anything since March 18th or since before March 18th when the movie came out.
Okay.
Like, not even a congratulations. Like, hey, you know, it did well.
Yeah. And that's the part that really like hurts as a person who is invested in the Snyderverse. Is we really just don't know. Like, all I want is Warner Brothers to basically come out and say, guys, we talked about it. We don't think that we're going to do it right now. Or like, just be upfront with us. And maybe then we could move on or then we could get excited about it. Or like, let us know where we are. Cause like, as streamers, I guess it's giving us a lot of content and stuff to like speculate over. But like, let's just face it. You got these movies coming out like The Flash, The Suicide Squad, right? That are set to make a lot of money, bring back certain characters, maybe say farewell to other ones. Like, you know, we need to know where we need to know what direction we're going or where we're going with this. What is this all leading up to?
And even now, they just mentioned Superman. Are we getting a Man of Steel too? Like, why mention Superman if you have no plans to continue that story? You know, we already know Ta-Nehisi Coates is going to write a stunning and brave film with J.J. Abrams. It's going to be an amazing movie. And like, they might just, you know, I don't know. This is where The Flash kind of worries me a little bit.
Yes. So, by the way, shout out to everyone as always. Nicotina, thank you again for using my video. My video question the other day when you had Mr. Citrone on. Is it Citrone or Citrone? Do they pronounce the E or did they not pronounce the E?
Italian, Citrone.
Citrone, right? Yeah. Nicotina, DC Talk with Extended, Anthony Beltre, Prakash, Resident Justice, all you guys. You know, you guys are really like truly what makes the world go round, and you make this worth doing. Consider becoming a member of the show by clicking join below.
Yep.
It's just right below you on your browser. Or if you don't, and you're using your phone, like an iPhone, you can just click the link in the description. It'll bring you there and you can become a member. Other than that, though, I do think we have some other, speaking of The Flash, right?
Yeah. Let's hold on. Yep. We're going to talk about The Flash, and we're probably going to still be talking about Suicide Squad throughout the show. So folks, stick around because we have a lot more to say about the DCEU. So the one weekend that we were all kind of doing our own things, all this news drops, all this information drops about the Flash, and it kind of started with kind of these random photos that happened. Like, here we go. This is one from London, and we see Wonder Woman. So my question is this set in Flash's universe, the DCEU that we're a part of, that we know of? Because people, the same one, people are seeing Michael Keaton's car and Michael Keaton. So my question is there something where the universes have merged? Because a lot of people have speculated the Flash movie might erase the Snyder timeline.
Interesting.
By merging multiple, because here we go. So we see in this world, wherever it is, Central City Children's Fund, Wonder Woman, and that's our Wonder Woman.
Yeah.
And in the same scenes, we're being shown Bruce Wayne's car, and we know it's Michael Keaton because here he is. Look how good he looks with a wig on. He looks younger. Like, dude, have you seen him really in the last 10 years? He shaved it down because he's been losing his hair since he was in his 20s. He always had like a big forehead. So they put like a wig on him, and dude, he looks good.
He does. Like, he looks good. He looks very Batman Beyond-y.
Yeah, very. And I always loved that Michael Keaton has always had his eyebrows. They always kind of look like this, kind of like they look like the bat symbol. Like when I was a kid, I used to always do this so I could look like Michael Keaton, like that. And people were like, dude, what's wrong with your face? My mom was like, why are you always doing this? Because I wanted my face to kind of look like I'm Batman. But I'm not going to deny I'm excited about Michael Keaton.
Deal, Nicotina. You got it. You got to deal there.
There we go. Guys, check out Nicotina.
So, do you think that we're going to get Batman Beyond that storyline?
I think so.
You think
I think this is what they're setting up. And look, I don't know. Is Flash now in another universe where the Michael Keaton Batman is? Because we know Ben Affleck is still the Batman of our universe, although he hasn't started filming. But everything over here is Central City. And I think they filmed it in London, the sequence from Snyder Cut. That was in London.
Yes.
If you actually kind of look at the thing, you can tell it's London. But so I'm wondering, is Michael Keaton in our Flash universe or is
the Flash in Michael Keaton's universe?
Yeah. Or is it possible that this Michael Keaton Batman is the one who finds the Flash? Is he traveling through universes? Trying to find help for whatever reason. I don't know. But I think that's really interesting.
This is so it's so confusing.
Yeah, I know.
Listen, I've heard a couple things. I really, 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 really can't stress this enough. This better not be a farewell to Ben Affleck.
Yeah.
And if it is, I'm going to be upset. I really am going to be upset. Yeah. I'm going to be upset because for a multitude of different reasons. Because I think Austin was saying it last night that they like you said that the Flash was going to basically erase the Snyderverse.
Yeah, he was saying that. Yeah,
and Michael Keaton will come in and be like a Batman Beyond, Bruce Wayne, and there will be a Batgirl, and then that will be the Batman Beyond will be a
lot of people made the analogy that he'll be sort of the Nick Fury, like
yes. Sorry, I'm just gonna change something real quick.
Okay,
but I mean, what are you thinking? What are you thinking of this?
I think that was the plan
for Keaton.
Well, see, I'm excited for Keaton because I remember, this is sad, gives away my age, when that movie came. Well, I remember the year after, like 1990, when that movie came out. It was a huge deal. So, folks, you have to kind of go back to like the 1980s. Blockbusters were kind of rare. Now we're spoiled. We get like 200 blockbusters a year. We got DC, we got Marvel, we got Fast and Furious, we got Harry Potter, we got I don't know, whatever. What is it called? Fantastic Beasts. We have so many franchises right now. Back then in the 80s, big blockbuster movies were rare. They tried to make them. They were not that much of a hit. When this movie came out in 1989, it was a huge cultural shift. Yes, the way Avengers Infinity War and Endgame were. This movie was so freaking nuts. I'm talking about the 1989 Batman movie. This movie was so huge. People were breaking in or going into movie theaters just to watch the trailer for the new Batman movie. There was no YouTube or anything like that. You couldn't, if you wanted to see the trailer for Tim Burton's Batman, you had to, so people would buy a ticket, see the trailer, and leave. On top of that, people were stealing the theatrical posters for Batman. So, you know, at the bus stop or wherever, people were breaking the glass and stealing the posters for the Michael Keaton Batman movie. That's how big it was. This was a huge movie. In terms of ticket sales, so you got to take into account inflation. So this movie made about $400 million in the 80s. In terms of ticket sales, this is still the most successful Batman movie. So you're saying, wait, but didn't The Dark Knight make like $1 billion? Yeah. But remember back then when The Dark Knight came out, IMAX tickets were about $20, $15 to $20. Regular tickets were about $10, $12. When the Michael Keaton Batman movie came out, tickets were $5. And people were going again and again and again. This dominated.
It really did.
Yeah.
It killed it at the box office. And you are spot on in saying that it's for a movie back then to break that bank, break the amount of money that it did. I mean, you got to think, yeah, exactly. Ticket prices were literally half the cost.
Yeah.
In this movie, what was the total box office?
It was about 450 worldwide, which is huge. I mean, that's Star Wars number. Because that's what Star Wars made back in the 70s. Obviously, that was it. But so back then, and I'll talk a little bit about this, because in the 90s, people talked about movies for a while. Like, it wasn't like a movie came out, now you're on to the next blockbuster. Like, oh, we saw Mortal Kombat, now we're on to The Conjuring. Now we're on to Fast 9. Now we're on to... You would talk... I remember when Terminator 2, I think that was the next big one. When that came out in 91, people were talking about that well into the 90s. Like, you would have conversations like, oh, 1994, 95. Have you seen Terminator 2? Oh, yeah, I love that movie. I bought it. And VHS was a huge thing. Now everything is digital downloads. They would run out of copies at video stores for this movie. And back then, they would sell movies everywhere. You could go to a grocery store or a Walmart, or sorry, even like a Rite Aid or a CVS, and they would have the newest movies there. They would sell out because home video was a new thing. And this idea that I can buy a movie and watch it at home was kind of a new thing. So this movie was ridiculously popular. And there are fans around my age and older who love the Michael Keaton. Like, I make a lot of pop culture posts on my Facebook. No one gives a crap. As soon as I posted this picture of Michael Keaton back as Bruce Wayne, it got like 50 likes. People I haven't talked to in years were like, oh my God, he's back. You know, like, so Warner Brothers is being smart. They know that he's also gotten popular in the last few years, you know, doing Birdman. He got an Oscar nomination. He's kind of had a huge comeback. He's in a lot more movies now. He's a popular actor. So they know this might be an attempt to kind of end the Snyderverse. As a fan, I'm like, I hope that's not what they're trying to do. But like, hey, we're going to get rid of Ben Affleck's Batman because now we have the Robert Pattinson Batman to carry the film franchises. We'll bring Michael Keaton in. I'm like, well, you already kind of have an older Bruce Wayne in Ben Affleck. But I think they're really trying to, you know, and I wouldn't be surprised if the Suicide Squad is set in a new timeline that we don't know.
It really worries me. It worries me for, like I said, for a multitude of reasons. People, I really, because let's face it, the Michael Keaton thing is pure. They're relying on people's nostalgia.
Absolutely.
Right.
Look how excited I'm getting.
They're relying on nostalgia to bring people out to the box office. But we have to remember that there's this whole other universe that at least I and others like us are invested in, and we don't want to see die. And it seems like this movie might be the one that actually puts the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
And so do you go and see it? Because the DC fan in me is definitely going to go see it. Yeah. But am I contributing to the death of the Snyderverse by paying to go see The Flash?
I mean, we might be doing it from Showcase whenever this comes out.
Oh no, we'll definitely be doing it.
We'll be at Showcase, yeah. No. And you know, I don't know. I just will say this: he does not look good in a suit. He just looks awful in a suit.
Is that a set photo?
Yeah, that's a set photo. That's him. He's in a courtroom. I think this is around something court related is happening. Some fans have theorized that it might be the court case of Henry Allen.
Of Henry, yeah. I
don't know. Again, that's theory, you know, because as people who watch the TV show, which actually did a good job telling that story, that his father was, well, they even explained the Snyder Cut. His father was put in jail for killing his mother, but actually it was Reverse Flash. We know that. Yes. But, and we know that they cast a new actor to play his father.
Yeah, not super keen on that.
Yeah,
I was not really happy about that at all. But
But when you have directors like Andy Muschietti and even David F. Sandberg and James Wan, and all, they're going to be like, dude, whatever you want to do, this Joss Whedon movie is canon. Love it or hate it. The only person who said she doesn't consider canon is Patty Jenkins.
Patty Jenkins, yeah. And I mean the guy that played Barry's dad, he's in a show called The Morning Show.
Yeah.
And that show, for anyone who hasn't seen it, it is so worth watching. And he literally turned down being in this movie so he could keep doing that show.
Yeah.
That has to say
you also
something.
remember he's a Zack Snyder guy. He was in Watchmen. He played Dr. Manhattan, Billy Crudup. So there might be some politics right there. He's like, no, I'm not going to do it. Good for him.
Yeah. Good for him. Good for him. For if that's what happened, good for him. Because he was like, you know what? I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it if Zack's not. If this has anything to do with killing Zack Snyder's universe, I don't want a part of it. Possibly, but that also goes for Ben too. I really have a hard time believing Ben would sign on to do anything that involved killing the Snyderverse.
Yeah,
and we know he's in it.
We know he's in it, but they haven't called the film yet. In fact, we've seen more Michael Keaton Bruce Wayne than we've actually seen Ben. I don't even know if Ben is. I think someone took a photo of him recently in like one of the gossip magazines. He's in shape. He's not Batman as big as he was in BVS, but he's in shape. His biceps are showing. You can see the veins in his arm. He's clearly in shape. So I hope they don't do that. I hope they don't kill off one Batman to replace it with Michael Keaton, even though I'm excited to see Michael Keaton. By the way, I did some research, a lot of research.
Okay.
Her name is Sasha Calle.
Calle?
Yeah. It's like Portuguese.
She lives right up the street from me.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she lived literally right up the street from me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But her name, so we've been saying Sasha Calle, I thought it was Calle because this is a double L and she's Spanish, but I looked it up. It's Sasha Calle. I actually had to hear it from her mouth doing an interview for her soap opera. She's like, hi, I'm Sasha Calle. And then I found a second source that said it's pronounced Calle, even though it looks like it says Calle. Okay. So you guys were talking about this last night a little bit. The one thing that bothers me about that suit, do you remember Amazing Spider-Man's cover?
Yes.
The first one, the Amazing Spider-Man, like it kind of reminds me of that spider suit.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah. But okay. So,
I'm gonna show you what I mean. I'm gonna save the image, but like, what do you think of that? Like suit? I wasn't too impressed with it.
Well, okay. I do like that the red. Okay. I like the contrast here. Yeah. I really like how we do have Kryptonian language involved in the suit. Yeah. As you can see, it's remarkably similar to the House of L suit, crest or suit, whatever you want to call it, for Man of Steel Superman.
Yeah.
Really, like remarkably similar. That's a good sign. That is a very good sign. I also like the transition between the reds. I like how the top of the suit is a little bit brighter, and then I like the suit. I do.
It kind of has a Zack Snyder kind of feel to it. I mean,
it does have a Zack Snyder feel to it.
The same alphabet, but to give you an idea, this is what I was talking about.
No, I know. Yeah.
It kind of reminded me of that a little bit.
But yeah, so I'm digging it. So let's talk about her.
Yeah,
I do not like the suit on her. Mm-mm. That's the thing. So
it looks a little weird, awkward.
Go back to the picture of it.
This one.
Look at that suit. Now let's go to the picture with her in it. Mm-hmm. Come on.
That looks like cosplay. I think they're gonna.
It literally looks like cosplay.
And the S looks a little bit. The bottom of the S looks different from the one that's in Man of Steel. But apparently, so you guys were talking about this last night a little bit. Obviously, this is not. The rumors are this is not Kara Zor-El. This is not his cousin. But they're saying it could be. I don't know what her name is. She's either Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter.
Yeah, she's Lara Kent.
Yeah. So this is from DC Fans United. We don't know if this is true, but it will either be Lara Kent, Superman, and Lois's from Injustice storyline. I have no idea if that's accurate or not, but I saved that. Okay. So
it's accurate.
So it obviously can't be Henry Cavill and Amy Adams' daughter because both of them are white as hell. No offense, like this girl is clearly not. So
but
some rumors,
that also. So what's up with Zach posting the picture with the caption? Did he post it with the open pod thing?
No, I don't
know. There was
know.
a picture that was put out, and it said it was of her suit, and it said open pod. And that got me thinking, is this going to be it? Is Sasha Calle, who was in the open pod?
See, that might make, if she was an ancestor, that'd be interesting. That's why she looks different because,
right.
The only thing he posted recently had to do with I saw this on Vero. Someone posted it in our group chat on Twitter.
Yes.
Did your Wonder Woman ever intend to fly? And he said yes. In fact, I would assume I could make a case that maybe she actually does fly in the Snyder Cut. We just don't see it. Like when she's fighting Superman and Superman's going towards Batman, she like drops from the sky. I'm like, well, what did she jump there? Or does she,
Right. Yeah. Anthony is right. It is a stunt suit. I'm just saying it just, I don't know. I'm actually, that looks a little bit better.
And they're probably going to digitally add the cape. Do you remember how goofy? Do you remember back in 2011 when they first showed this?
You know what? Actually, she looks pretty good there.
Yeah, she looks pretty good there.
Yeah.
Do you remember when they dropped the first images of Captain America's suit in the Avengers movie? It looked really bad. It was like, oh my God.
It really did look bad, yeah.
And they're going to digitally make this. They're probably going to give it a maybe texturized the costume. Make it look a little bit,
I do like how it comes around her hand right here.
Yeah.
See how it's almost like it's clipped.
Yeah.
Like, I like that look. I really like that look. I just if it was me, as with all good superhero suits, we gotta add the abs, right? We gotta have the abs because all superheroes have abs. If you didn't know.
Oh, dude, look at this one shot, that close up I showed you. Look at her biceps. Like, look at her biceps on the right hand side. She's gotten jacked for this. Yeah. So like when you make a superhero movie, you have got to get ripped. But if you look at her arms right there, she looks like she's been putting on muscle. And if you look at her overall figure, there's no fat there. There's no love handles like I have. Like she's got an incredible shape. And is this her in the upper left hand corner?
Left, what?
See, so in this picture right here, is that her? I think that's her. So I think someone posted that.
Yes, that's her.
So if that is the Injustice one, she looks shockingly similar. That's actually really good.
She really looks the part. She looks the part. She looks the part. The only thing I'm worried about is
this is going to destroy the Snyderverse.
Is why do we need to do the Injustice part of it? Like, why is that needed? Why can't it be Kara? Why is having it be a Kara a problem?
And why are you doing the Injustice storyline when that's kind of what the nightmare sequence was? It was kind of that storyline.
So is this going to kill the Snyderverse? Or is it going to lean into it?
Okay, so some theories. Another theory is, again, these are theories that I've read, that she is not from our universe, but she's from this universe. She's from the Michael Keaton.
Right. I've heard that as well. Yes.
So, so the idea was, so obviously, if you watch the first two Batman movies, there's no references to Superman or Robin or whatever, but that she actually might be from his universe, so she has a relationship with him.
I'm pretty sure he did mention Superman at one point. He goes, "This is why." This is why Superman does. Or is that the other one?
That's the one with Val Kilmer.
Okay.
Yeah. Like,
all right.
This is why Superman works alone.
Yeah.
Which I think they're ignoring the Schumacher films.
Like we all do.
Yeah. Because technically the Schumacher films were supposed to be continuations of the same franchise, just with different actors. They had the same Gordon, the same Alfred.
Yeah. It was like it was kind of like a Bond effect.
Exactly.
Bond effect, right?
And look, just to give you an idea, do you think he'll be Batman in this or just Bruce Wayne?
Who?
Michael Keaton.
I think he's done. I think he's done in the suit.
Yeah.
I think he's done at this point. I think he would be done being Batman, and he will have transitioned into. I mean, maybe if your theory is correct, maybe that's how we get introduced to Supergirl. Is maybe he's working with Supergirl, showing her the ropes or something of that sort, where there is no Batman Beyond scenario. It's more like he's, if we're doing Injustice, Superman goes dark side, right?
Yeah.
Legitimately dark side.
Yeah.
And maybe Bruce Wayne takes up and says, you know what? Your ancestor, Superman, was a friend of mine.
Yeah.
And we had to watch that go bad. Let me show you how to do this.
So Anthony Beltre said something interesting. He said, "Isn't Michael Keaton's Superman supposed to be the Brandon Routh Superman?" So fun fact, the Brandon Routh Superman is the same Superman and universe as the Christopher Reeve Superman. It's just a different actor. It's a direct sequel. Superman Returns is a direct sequel to the Christopher Reeve movie. Yeah, that's why they had the same music and everything. Like, it's supposed to be
He was supposed to be Christopher Reeve, basically?
Yeah, he was supposed to be. That's why they cast him, because they thought he looked just like him. It's supposed to be. That's why they use the same music, the same opening titles, which have the words kind of come at the screen like that.
Right.
So Superman Returns is a sequel to Superman 2.
And he was in Crisis.
So technically, that Superman you're seeing, the Brandon Routh Superman, is the Christopher Reeve Superman. It's not like, it's just different actor, new actors, obviously. But the idea that the two of them are in the same, like that Superman and Michael Keaton are in the same universe, that was something fans made up, because like the movies were kind of like 10 years apart. Fans were like, wouldn't it be cool if Christopher Reeve and Michael Keaton were in the same universe? That's never been confirmed.
Right.
But that would be interesting. It would be interesting that if we meet the Michael Keaton Batman, that his Superman was actually the Christopher Reeve Superman. That would be a nice nod. There's nothing to conflict with that the Christopher Reeve Superman and the Michael Keaton Batman weren't in the same world. But I don't know. I think that'd be kind of interesting if they were to do that. And then technically there was a Supergirl in the Christopher Reeve world. They made a Supergirl movie, but I don't think anyone remembers that.
No, because
it was really bad.
They don't. So, I mean, guys, let us know in the comments. Are you excited for Sasha to be whatever version of this character that she is? Because, again, this is not confirmed. We do not know that she is Lara. She could very well be Kara. Lara. I mean, it's right. It's all the same to us. But Kara is typically depicted as a white female,
blonde hair, a
blonde-haired white female. And we do know that the show is canceled.
Yeah,
the show got canceled. Yeah, on the Supergirl
that show was like doing my homework and eating vegetables at the same time.
Oh my god!
I tried to love it because I like the girl. I think she's talented. But
I'm sorry, I'm just going through some of these.
Christopher Reeve Superman as a Keaton makes more sense. That would be kind of cool. And maybe that Superman's gone for whatever reason. Maybe, there was a nightmare scenario in the Keaton verse. Who knows,
Right. All right. So we do remember that. Do you guys remember in Crisis on Infinite Earths, when we meet Batman, the old Batman, played by
was it
oh god,
Kevin Conroy?
I just had something like fly into my throat. When we meet the older Batman, Kevin Conroy, he talks about how how he had to kill Superman.
Yeah.
So, maybe it's a situation like that. Like I said, when they did the, when they brought, I was really hesitant when they did that, by the way, when they turned Kevin Conroy into live action.
I'm going to say something. This is going to sound mean, and I don't want to sound mean. He's not a handsome man. I know that sounds mean. But he didn't look like Bruce Wayne.
He doesn't look Bruce Wayne.
No.
He doesn't look like Bruce Wayne at all.
Yeah. I thought he was worse than the guy they had in Titans. At least that guy's kind of a good-looking guy. He's in Game of Thrones. The Jorah, whatever his name is.
Wait, what?
The guy from Game of Thrones who was in Titans.
Oh, Jorah
Jorah Mormont, whatever his name is. At least I get it. Okay, they were like, oh, Game of Thrones. He's a popular character right now. Let's capitalize on that.
I don't know why that was so funny.
Yeah.
You know him as Jorah Mormont.
Yeah. Khaleesi.
Yeah. No, to be honest, I don't like him as Batman either.
Yeah, you could keep hearing his English accent sometimes. He's a good actor, but you could sometimes hear it, his voice would go like this, and he's going back to his American accent, and you could tell I hate to get taking character swapping genitals to magically make a new character. Well, that's not what Supergirl is, though. Is that what he's maybe suggesting? That Supergirl's Superman but made a woman? No, she's a different character.
I don't
Integrity
know who he's
clarify
talking about.
because Supergirl is not like a female version of Superman. It's a different character
I like
from the Golden Age.
I like Nicotina's little twist here. I think there would be a bigger twist if she was Superman and Wonder Woman's daughter from a different universe. That would be pretty cool.
Ooh, they could have Linda Carter. Maybe Linda Carter's takes place in the Keaton verse. I mean, they could have so much fun with this because we saw Linda Carter in the DCEU. She played
Wonder Woman 84 was so immemorable to me that I'm not even sure who she was supposed to be. It was like this old she was like I don't even know if the chat can figure that one out for us. But Prakash says that he's actually more excited for Snake Eyes than the Suicide Squad.
Asteria. That was her name. Asteria.
Asteria.
So could you imagine that if let's say the Sasha Kaje's Supergirl is in the Michael Keaton universe, that it is the daughter of Christopher Reeve's Superman and Linda Carter's Wonder Woman. Dude, I think this could be more fun than Spider-Man 3. I mean, I'm excited for Spider-Man 3. We're calling what's it called? Spider-Man No Way Home.
No Way Home.
But, Andy Muschietti has a horror background. He has a very different eye. It could be more fun or more interesting because they were announcing the multiverse stuff during the lockdown in 2020, like May, June, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden Spider-Man's like, we're doing it too,
No, fandom. Fandom was when they announced that the multiverse was happening and that we would get
But even before that, they mentioned, Michael Keaton was come back and all this stuff because fandom was when they dropped this image. But the news came before that. That's what this is officially. This is not fan artistry or anything.
That even looks more like Grant Gustin to me.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. That's probably when they weren't sure if they were going to still use Ezra Miller. They're like, I don't know.
That really does. That's another thing. I'm hearing rumors of a possible Grant Gustin cameo in The Flash.
Why not?
Kind of like what they did with Crisis, where Ezra showed up.
Yeah.
So what do you think? What do you think's going on in The Flash? Do you think that he's going? So basically, for anyone who doesn't know, Flashpoint, the comic book, or if you want to refer to the animated, basically what happens is Barry runs back in time to stop his mother from being killed. Mm-hmm. He didn't know that his mother was killed by the Reverse Flash. Mm-hmm. He gets there, realizes that it's the Reverse Flash that did it. So he stops him. But in stopping him, he stops himself from becoming the Flash. Yeah. Now they say they're not doing that adaptation specifically.
Yeah.
It'll be something to the effect.
So this is what I think. So basically he stops the death of his mother, and when he comes back, the whole world has changed. Some versions, the Atlanteans are at war with
how are you going to do that?
But here's my thing. I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think, this is my theory.
Oh, okay.
That when he goes back in time to try to save his mother, he ends up going into an alternate dimension. Like, they're going to play on the idea. So it's not going to be the Flashpoint story where he saves his mom and he somehow screws up time. But the whole point of Flashpoint is he's got to go back, let his mother die. I don't know if they're going to go that direction. But let's say he goes so fast that he ends up going to another dimension or another universe completely. Right. And he's like, where the hell am I? And he might still be the Flash in that universe.
So basically that was my question. Is he, because in Flashpoint, he loses his powers. Yeah. He ends up getting them back, but with Batman's help by Batman recreates the way that the Flash gets hit by lightning in a very not so creative way. Yeah. Because Batman just knows everything, right? Yeah. Batman literally just meets this Flash, and he's like, "Oh, I have an idea. Let's hit you with lightning again." And it's like it just so happens to be the perfect night to do it at, or something like that, right? So do you think that Barry's not? So you think Barry's not going to lose his powers?
No, or he might. But here's why they're going to do a Back to the Future 1 thing. Hypothetically, he tries to go back in time, travel so fast. It's just a theory. He goes into another universe and he's in this other world. Everything's different. And he goes, grabs a phone book. Let me find Bruce Wayne. And he finds Michael Keaton. And he's like, what the hell's going on? And where's Superman? There is no Superman. There's Supergirl. All of a sudden,
everything's different. Yeah.
Everything's different. Where the hell?
What are you talking about, Superman? Supergirl. That's Supergirl.
Yeah.
And Batman. Yeah, that's Batman's been retired. What do you mean? What do you mean Batman's retired?
Yeah.
And then that's, okay, I you know what? As long as
in that way, they're paying homage to Flashpoint without actually doing Flashpoint.
Right. And we're not and we're not changing anything from our main universe, which we can only assume as of right now is the Snyder stuff would be, I'm considering the main universe, like theatrical stuff, right? So the Flash movie is going to take place in an alternate universe.
Yeah. But they could still do something where when he tries to fix it, it merges the timelines or some kind of thing. You know what I mean? Like where...
Well, that's what they do at Crisis.
Yeah. And therefore the Snyderverse is erased. And the Sasha Calle Supergirl and the Michael Keaton Batman somehow merge into our universe, or the DCE universe. They could totally do something like that and erase the Snyderverse completely. And the Ben Affleck stuff is sort of like, I guess, I don't know. Could you imagine that?
I just want to know.
I want to know too. I
just want to know. Like, it just Warner Brothers, just come out and tell me.
Could you imagine if we go to see this movie all excited and at the end, like, they literally show like footage of like BVS and Man of Steel like disappear, like like Walter Amada just burns at the end of the movie. The Snyderverse.
Yeah. It's the picture of yeah. Oh my God, that'd be so terrible. So. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Do you think the Flash is going to be the final nail in the coffin for the Snyderverse to continue, or are we still gun ho on the Snyderverse continuing? Maybe on HBO.
This movie is already being filmed. They're not going to stop this movie and say, "Hey guys, Andy, we're going to continue the Snyderverse now. Change the script so it fits the Snyderverse." Like,
yeah,
I don't see them doing that either.
Yeah, and there's no possibility of that happening.
Do you think this will be more interesting than Spider-Man Far From
So
Home?
I actually have a bet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. All right. So for anyone who doesn't know, I guess I'll just say it now before anyone starts asking any questions. So Justice is no longer, or Big Drip is no longer a part of the Pop Culture Corner due to his own choices. He has decided to leave, and he has decided to move on.
Yeah. We didn't get rid of him. That's not what happened.
Yeah, we did not get rid of him. He left, and he is no longer a part of the team. However, when he was a part of the team, me and him made a bet. I actually have it in the book right there. Mm-hmm. I said that The Flash is going to be a more interesting film than No Way Home.
Yeah,
and we had a gentleman's bet on. It was like a $50 bet. I'm assuming that's nulled now that Justice is no longer a part of the team.
It's kind of a coincidence, because if you guys remember one of our earlier episodes of Jivin with Jack, we actually did an opening skit. It was a joke. It was basically making fun of China, that the president of China called and said we have to get rid of Justice. Yeah. Because unfortunately, the Chinese government, not the Chinese people, the Chinese government doesn't like portraying African Americans in theaters. They did it with Last Jedi and Star Wars. They did it with Black Panther. They didn't want to show his face. So as a joke, he made a skit where I get a call from the president of China. I'm like, "You want us to get rid of Justice for how much money?" And then, so I don't know. Hopefully we don't know where he is. We haven't heard from him. He's okay as far as we know. But
again, it was not our.
Adam and Billy Robert are going to be very sad. They loved him so much. They kept saying we love Justice, especially when he wears a wife beater. We love it. We love his lighting. They said he had the best lighting.
And can you do the Trump part of it? He had the best light.
He had the best. He was my favorite. Okay. Justice was the best person in Pop Culture Corner. Okay. Hands down. But they had to get rid of him because of China. The Chinese didn't like him.
No, but honestly, we wish the best to Justice. Yeah. We listen. It didn't work out. It didn't work out with us and him. But we do wish him the best in his future endeavors.
We tried our best. Let's make that. I tried my best because I was like, let's keep. But
yeah. So we do have an opening. No, I'm just kidding.
All of a sudden, Caden joins us. Yeah, and every stream looks like this. Hey guys. Sorry. I love you, Caden. Thank you for being a member.
Oh, God. All All right. Well, I know we have a lot of other stuff to talk about.
Yeah, we have a lot to talk about. I can't get it. So I think Flash will be better than Suicide. I think Suicide Squad will be a fun movie, and I think the Flash movie is going to be like this has the potential to be the best DCEU movie. Let's ignore the Snyderverse. Like, okay, ignoring the Snyderverse, this could be better than Wonder Woman 1. This could be better than Aquaman 1. This could be better than Shazam. Speaking of which, we don't have to do a transition for this, but we did get some images from Shazam. I forgot to put it in the description, but we got an official look. So we got these images. This is Helen Mirren.
Oh, sorry.
So we both did at the same time. Yeah. First look at Fury of the Gods. This is Helen Mirren. I'm not sure who her character is supposed to be.
So she's I think she's one of the sisters. So she's the older sister. She's the villain.
Okay. Hespera. Yeah.
Yeah. So she's the villain. She's the oldest villain. There's 3 villain sisters. And she's the eldest one. Wow. Damn. She looks scary. She looks downright scary. Wow.
So this is what we have about Hespera. She's the ill-intended daughter of Atlas. Oh.
Yeah. She looks downright scary, man.
Yeah. She looks really evil. Like, you compare that to Fast 9, where she looks so, like, chill.
Right,
but
right.
Like,
so are they on set eating together, or is this a scene?
This could arguably just be them on set eating, right? Given how funny Shazam is, could you imagine a scene where he sits down and is like, all right, let's talk this out?
Yeah.
Have a burger. Have you ever had a burger?
Yeah. Because they look like I mean, not for nothing, but she looks in character.
Yeah. This could be a scene, yeah.
If
you look behind her, you can see those kind of white canvas. If you look to the left of him,
yeah,
maybe they're going to add a background in there. But yeah, I could totally see a scene where he's just like, all right, let's Captain Marvel, as we should be calling him. But Shazam is like, all right, let's sit this down. Let's have a conversation, But if she's an Atlantean villain, does that mean Aquaman has a role in this?
No. Wait, what's her?
So she apparently is the ill-intended daughter of Atlas, Hespera.
Atlas.
Yeah, so he was the king.
No, that's Atlan.
Oh, that's King Atlan. Oh,
yeah, that's Atlan. I was like, that doesn't sound right. No.
Yeah, my bad. Oh, sorry. Okay, so never mind.
Yeah. So Kevin thinks this is actually a scene. I mean, this looks downright like they look like they're in character here.
Yeah. Because Helen Mirren's like a really nice, easygoing person. She's always smiles. So integrity. So like right here, she just looks like she's here to like got that Amanda Waller glare.
It kind of reminds me of like a Wonder Woman armor. You know what I mean? It kind of reminds me of the Wonder Woman kind of design, just like a little bit different, obviously.
Well, she is I'm trying to find information just on Hespera on who she is. I think she comes from the Greeks.
Okay,
because
that could make more sense as to why she. I mean, look, she's wearing like this really creepy tiara thing.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah. So she comes from Greek mythology. So I found it.
By the way, what's up, that one, Carlos and Raging Entertainment? Yeah, man. Sorry that we can't join, guy. We do our panels on Wednesday now.
Yeah. Okay, so she's based on Hesperides. She's an evening nymph, and she's the daughters of the evenings. They are also called Atlantides from the reputed father, the Titan Atlas. Okay. So that might explain why her armor kind of has a Wonder Woman look to it, because they're from those Greek gods and goddesses, which we know in the DCEU are real people or real entities.
Yeah, they were always real entities.
Yeah, entities. Whereas like in our world, like they're fake. Well, maybe they weren't. Who knows?
So I kind of want to talk about one other thing.
Oh, one more image too. This was dropped.
Oh God,
Look how good they look. Look how good they look.
Shazam looks great.
Yeah.
Like he looks great in this. I think they went away with the puffy suit look.
Yeah.
Bring that back up.
Bring that back up. Right. I was trying to find the area. Yeah.
They went away from, how he kind of looked too puffy last time?
Yeah.
He doesn't look as puffy this time. Mm-hmm. She to the right or left, depending on whatever way you're looking.
Yeah.
The white woman, she looks really good in her outfit.
And she looks like the actress, like the younger version, but it's a different actress. So, because I always thought she looks like the girl.
They all look really good. They look really good here.
Yeah.
I love it. And he looks like this guy all the way over here.
On the far right.
Oh yeah, you can't see my mouse. That's right.
Yeah.
The one in black.
Yeah.
So that has a real Black Adam look to it.
Mm-hmm.
That suit has a real Black Adam look to it. The way it's designed, the way that the emblem is, like Black Adam's suit looks similar to that naturally.
Yeah.
So,
I think it's supposed to be a dark green, but maybe just the way the light's hitting it. I could be wrong. Maybe it's like a dark green.
It probably is a dark green, but for me, I'm colorblind, so it might actually be I don't know. But that's similar to what Black Adam's suit in my mind would look like. Except the chest emblem would be a little bit more glowy.
Yeah.
But other than that, though, they look great. They all look great. I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
I'm really excited about this one because it got a lot of hate. Yeah, so it is green. So I'm looking at other images, so it's like a green. So I think maybe it's the way it's shot because this is like a set photo. It doesn't have the lighting, I guess, that you would have in the movie, but it's supposed to be green. But I really like that the Asian actor. He was in 13 Reasons Why. He's a phenomenal actor.
He was
he's
really
big.
Good in that.
He like even in 13 Reasons Why, he's like
he's
6'2", 6'3", and he's got a lot of personality, a lot of charm. I mean, even if you hated 13 Reasons Why, I know there are a lot of people don't like that show. He was one of the best characters, one of the best actors in that show.
Zach.
So I got to say this. So the girl, the purple girl, the black girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you said Zach, I thought you said Jack, as in to tell me to stop. But she's so beautiful, but I can't feel attracted to her because I know she's actually that little girl. Does that make any sense? It just feels weird.
Yeah. That's hilarious.
Oh my God, Santa Claus, it's actually you. Like I'm kind of like,
yeah.
Like, it just seems so weird. Whereas like the older girl,
Whereas the white girl, she was already older, and you're like, okay, I could see that. I think Billy. I like how they represented Billy as he's still kind of got that nerd look to him. The only one that like I really can't get behind is the green suit guy because I mean he was. Wait.
Yeah, the green suit guy is supposed to be the obese kid Pedro. Like he's he was kind of the most underdeveloped one.
Right. Huh. Interesting.
The biggest moment in the movie, I think, is that he's going through the trash and finds Billy's notebook that has like the addresses of the mom, and then the Asian kid does some research, finds out where his mom is, and then I gotta say the guy all the way on the left, I can't remember what his name is, but he plays Billy's best friend. Again, oh my God, I'm drawing a blank on these names.
Wait,
the one who's got the crutch.
Billy.
No, Freddie.
Freddie. I'm sorry.
The kid all the way on the left. He actually looks like he could be a grown-up version of Freddie.
No, exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah,
it's so
Freddie
well cast.
That's who I meant. That's what I meant, though. Yeah. So Freddie looks to be like Freddie. Like all the other ones, you could see it, I suppose. Yeah. But
like Zachary Levi looks nothing like the kid who plays Billy
Asher
Batson.
Angel. No, not at all.
They look not at all. But that's fine, because. I wonder because like the sister, the older sister, the one who's to Shazam's left, on our right, she was going to college. And one of my favorite scenes is when he saves his sister and she doesn't know it's him, right? And he's like, you got to look out for number one. Take care of yourself. Gandhi said that. She's like, Gandhi never said that. It's like Gandhi or someone important like that said that. Look out for number one.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good scene.
Yeah. And this movie had a lot of humor in it. And, Grace Fulton. Is that who that is?
Yeah.
Let me see. Grace Fulton.
I don't. Yeah, but
wait, is that actually Grace Fulton or is that because I know they had another actress play her? Okay, I'm looking this up because Mary Marvel is the character's name.
They swapped the actor.
Oh yeah, they did. So check this out. That is the young. So in the first movie. Miss Mary Marvel, which is the sister, was played by another actress, right?
Yeah.
So you had the teenager who was being played by the one actress, and then the Shazammed version of her played by another actress. But in this movie, what I'm reading, according to the Hollywood Reporter, that it's actually the same actress because that actress is a little bit older now. She's like 24. So they decide to just use her instead of her, because the other ones are little kids, obviously, you know?
Yeah. So Carlos just said it. So Michelle Borth is no more.
Okay.
So she's the only one who's not. So when they became the Shazamily, she was a different person then. Yeah. But they're just going to use the other character for continuity reasons. And because it doesn't make sense for her to be an adult and then change into a different adult.
Yeah, so whoever the other girl was, I think she was like in her late 30s, the actress in the first film, but they looked shockingly the same. I mean, they were very well cast. I was going to say, she looks exactly like that. So David confirmed it. Okay, yeah, Prakash, I'm reading that right now. Yeah, he did confirm it. But she looks great.
Interesting choice. But I'm liking it. I don't care what anyone says. The first Shazam movie is a fun movie.
It's fun. It's the one that I rewatch all the time. I mean, so I'm from Philly. So that song, Eye of the Tiger, Eye of the Tiger, dun, 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 dun. That's like the national anthem of Philadelphia. But every time I hear that song, all I hear is hands, lightning from my hands. Yeah. Lightning from my hands. Yeah. Lightning from my hands.
What I really liked about the first Shazam is how they did incorporate humor. Yeah. But they did it in a way that was fun for the audience. Yeah. But it was also, it wasn't forced. Yeah. Like it wasn't thrown at your face and pushed on you. Like some of the Marvel humor is. Yeah. Right?
Because they're kids. They're all kids. It works.
Yes.
I would like to purchase some of your finest alcohol.
Yes.
Like that's what you think. Like when you're a kid and you try to sound like an adult, that's the type of stuff you say. Like I remember when I was a kid, I first started cursing. It was so bad because like, I'm going to sound like an adult right now. Let's go play some effing tag. You know, like you try to sound cool and it just sounds so bad.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm all for watching, or I'm all for this movie. I think Shazam: Fury of the Gods is going to be good. I'm interested to see. I mean, the rumor mills have been speculating that Henry Cavill may have shot a cameo or is shooting a cameo for several films, not just Shazam, but for Black Adam and for The Flash.
Let me ask you this. How would you feel if they brought Henry Cavill back, they did the Batfleck DC show, but both of those properties would be in the continuity of Justice League?
I'm sorry.
Okay, so let's say they brought Henry Cavill back, either in cameos or Man of Steel 2, and then they do the Batman DC show on HBO, which is a lot of fans have been there are a lot of rumors. Lightcast has been saying that they're already scouting locations. They do the Batfleck series on HBO Max. They do a Man of Steel 2 with Henry Cavill, but it's set post Justice League, not the Snyderverse. So they keep those actors, but it's set after Justice League, which means no Nightmare. How would you feel about that?
If that was the ultimate goal, like if we had to sacrifice it for the greater good, I think that I would say yes. Yeah. However, the Nightmare did seem the Nightmare was really like a draw, right? It was something that we all wanted, and it was something that was like it was, we just got it teased. Yeah. Right. And we wanted to get more into it, but I guess if it never happens, but we still get the Snyderverse in some capacity continued, but we can't do the Nightmare. You know, we have to pick our battles.
Man of Steel 2 being produced by Zack Snyder, like to keep fans happy. Like, Zack, we don't want you to direct it, but could you produce it? You and Deborah produce a Man of Steel 2. Yes, it means Justice League is canon. I mean, we as fans say it's not canon, but as far as Hamada and the current Warner Brothers, it's like all these movies that we're talking about today, Suicide Squad, The Flash, and Shazam: Fury of the Gods, and even probably Black Adam and Wonder Woman 19 are in the Hamada verse, for lack of a better. So like hypothetically, you know, if they were to continue Batman's story on a TV series and bring back Henry Cavill Superman, either in cameos or a Man of Steel 2, but they said Joss Whedon's version is the canon, I don't know if I would be against that. I don't think I would be if they could bring those back.
Yeah. I wanted to answer this.
Yeah.
However, we do encourage that if you want to ask questions like this, we do it in a super chat fashion. But we have a question. So when do we think that the original Shazam is taking place, as it references DCEU?
Yeah. I would
Where
say,
would you say
after Justice League.
Right after
A year or two after that. Yeah.
Okay, because Superman's back in his blue and and red, and or he never gets the black suit.
Yeah.
So does that affect does that affect us if the Snyderverse became or like was considered canon?
Yeah. Because I think Zach said that he goes back to the blue and red suit during the Nightmare stuff. Like he stays in the black suit. I think Zach said that was his original plan, but he could change that.
Yeah,
he could, or I could even imagine a scene where Shazam was like, yeah, he was wearing a black suit, but I asked him, look, dude, come meet my family at the lunch. Can you put the red suit on? Like I can see that like as a throwaway line, can you put the red and blue suit on when you come, because he's at the end of
he's not coming. At that point, he wouldn't need his powers or anything. He's not going to laser beam anyone to death. So just throw the blue suit on and come support the kids or
like. Can you imagine like Zachary, like, dude, man, Superman is so cool. When I asked him to come to the school, he did. He even wore the blue suit like I asked him to. Like just like a throwaway line, and it's like you know, it's like that scene in Thor Ragnarok when you see the gauntlet in the first Thor movie in Odin's thing. And then you see Thor wearing, you see Thanos wearing it, and so like, oh, Hela's like fake, and just knocks it over. Problem solved.
Literally, problem solved.
Problem solved. Like
they wrote themselves into a corner, and they solved it with writing. They fixed the issue. I could see something like that happening. Like, and with a character like Shazam, you could do it, where he's like, oh yeah, I asked him to wear the blue suit. Yeah, because it's a lighthearted, funny, whatever.
He's a kid, And I also like the idea that maybe the Justice League doesn't know he's a kid. They think he's an actual like grown man. Like they do that in like some of the comics. They actually don't know he's actually a kid named Billy Batson.
Yeah. So you got to think about this, right? So the goal of these superhero films, right? Mm-hmm. The goal, and then I do want to bring one other thing up. When we do see Superman in the Nightmare in Zack Snyder's Justice League, he is back in the blue suit.
Yeah.
Just for anyone who's referring to that.
So Zack said that for some reason when he joins Darkseid, so in the shot where we see the first, the first Nightmare is when a Cyborg is about to activate the mother box, and he sees. Yeah. So when we see Superman holding Lois, he's wearing the black suit.
Okay.
And then at the end, when we see Superman arrive, in the Nightmare sequence and the Joker's laughing. So Zach said in one of every podcast he does but ours,
right?
He said that basically he goes back to the blue and red suit. Blue and red after he joins Darkseid for whatever reason. So that's the only thing that kind of messes with it. But you know what? I don't know. I feel like as more months go by and we don't hear anything from Warner, they're kind of hoping that idiots like us are going to talk about Shazam, talk about The Flash, talk about Suicide Squad, and kind of forget about Zack Snyder's Justice League. But I'm hoping David Zaslav, or whatever his name is, I will tattoo your name on my body, and I don't have tattoos, if you restore the Snyderverse. I think you're probably going to have some continuity issues because obviously Amber Heard has a British accent in Zack Snyder's Justice League. She has an American accent.
I like the accent, to be honest. Too. It's like,
let the bastard come. I'm like, yeah, let him come.
Let him come. Yeah. Oh yeah. Let him come. I liked Mera in Zach's in Zach's sequence. I don't know why he decided to do that. I don't, because he simply could have, like, in order to just protect continuity, he could have just said do it with the regular accent.
Yeah.
Right.
But I think he filmed all that stuff. The only thing was the Nightmare sequence that he filmed after the fact, right?
Yeah.
I think they were trying to make her sound foreign.
Yeah.
Like, why make her sound American? But then Willem Dafoe's character is speaking with his American accent.
Right.
Yeah.
And the British does sound a little bit more royal.
Yeah. More Kevin elegant. And there's another thing. Which one does she say her parents were killed? Is it in Zack Snyder's Justice League where she says my parents were killed, but then in Aquaman her parents are alive?
Wait, what? No.
Yeah, so in Aquaman I think her parents are alive.
Yeah, and Aquaman and her parents are alive.
But when she's talking to Aquaman in the Snyder Cut and Zack Snyder's Justice League, she says her parents were killed. I think that's another issue that's kind of like,
oh, I didn't even catch that.
Yeah, that's another issue, fans. But they could totally Princess Leia that, because on like Return of the Jedi, Princess Leia is like, I remember my mother, but clearly in Revenge of the Sith, her mom dies when she's born, and fans are like, well, she's talking about her adopted mother, so maybe they can pull something like that.
Yeah.
If the Snyderverse is restored, there will be some discontinuities. You're just gonna have to accept that, and I'm okay with that. If they were to do that, okay, fine. Again, Mira sounds American.
These are movies, right? We're gonna have plot holes. We're gonna have things that. Like, listen, I don't care who you are or what fan you are. The Marvel Cinematic Universe is by no means perfect.
Yeah. Don Cheadle and Edward Norton, both gone.
Both gone.
And they don't even look alike.
Yeah, not the complete different skin tone. Yeah. Spider-Man Far From Home, totally not Far From Home. Yeah, the first Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Homecoming totally messed the time up. Yeah. Time frames.
It's supposed to be 8 years after.
Totally messed that up. So some things we just accept because they're movies, right?
Yeah.
We accept them because it's a movie. They're nothing could be perfect. So in order for the Snyderverse to continue, if we had to look the other way on a couple of things, I'm okay with that. Yeah. I'm okay with that.
Or you could have a throwaway line where Aquaman is like, I thought you said your parents were dead. And she's like, I just said what I had to motivate you, or something like that. Like, there's ways around this.
So what do you think the best course of action is? The theatrical. So let's kind of relate it to Loki here, right?
Yeah.
We have our, what do they call it? Prime timeline?
Yeah.
Our sacred timeline.
Yeah.
Right? Our sacred timeline is the theatrical, right? Yeah. Those are our
Justice League, yeah. Oh, so yeah,
sadly,
so it'd be
sadly, Justice League. Okay, so we have Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman. I guess the theatrical cut,
theatrical version, yeah.
Then we have Justice League,
yeah. Or Wonder Woman, then Justice League.
Yeah, Wonder Woman, then Justice League.
And Suicide Squad. I forgot about that.
And the Suicide Squad. So that's all one strand.
Yeah.
And then Zach's diverts at Justice League.
Yeah.
And then goes to HBO Max and stays there. And it's its own like black label alternate. Is that are we all okay with that? Or do we all want it to go to theatrical, be the main time, the sacred timeline? Or does it have to be one or the other, or can we get best of both worlds and everyone's happy?
I mean, I could see one where they bring Zach back, but he has to play around with the sacred timeline. Like, hey, Zach, you're back, but look, we can't change every single movie now to fit the Snyder cut. If you want to make Justice League 2, you're going to have to keep...
Again,
he's going to have to make compromises. If Warner Brothers comes to him and is willing to do this, which is a big if, let's say they bring in new leadership and everything. They're like, look, it's been 4 years, 5 years now, 4 years since Justice League came out. We made a lot of movies since then. Make Justice League 2, but it's going to have to keep, Joss Whedon's version canon. You're going to have to make a sequel to that one. And look, Zach could still make the same movie he was going to, but he might have to tweak it. Amber with an American accent, Superman wearing the blue suit.
Yeah.
And if Warner Brothers is willing to do that, he might have to compromise a little bit too. I mean, I can't see a situation where they're like, hey, do whatever you want. Screw up the timeline. And I'm being realistic here. I want the Snyderverse restored. I want Zack Snyder's film to become canon. And again, there is discontinuity between that and the newer movies that have come out subsequently. But you could always kind of even it out.
Yes. And so basically that was where I was going though, right?
Yeah.
So these superhero movies, right? Now we're getting Shazam 2. Now we're getting the Flash film. We're gonna get a Wonder Woman 3 eventually, an Aquaman 2 eventually. These movies historically lead up to some sort of team up film, right?
Yeah.
I.e. the Avengers.
Yeah.
Then the Avengers 2, then 3 and 4, right? So where are we going? Are we going to?
I think you're going to see more movies like Thor Ragnarok, where you have two heroes in one movie, like Shazam.
Are we ever going to get say that the Snyderverse never gets restored? Are we ever going to get another Justice League movie?
Could you imagine a Justice League movie in a new timeline where Michael Keaton is the Nick Fury and you have Ta-Nehisi Coates as Superman from another timeline?
Right.
I think right now they have not said anything about Justice League. I think Justice League is dead. Like, it might exist. Like, you might have references to Justice League. Like, the League is here.
That's the League, right? Those are our Avengers. We assemble them when when threats like Brainiac show up.
Yeah.
So who are we going to assemble?
I don't think they're going to do that.
We have to call everyone individually.
Yeah.
Shazam, hey, I need your help. Batman, hey, I need your help. Like, who's going to bring all these people together when?
I agree. Look, even if they made a Justice League 2 with Zack Snyder, Zack is going to have to bring the Shazam family in. Like, I can't. That's not part of his original plan.
That's what I'm saying.
I would like that. You know,
I would love that.
And Black Adam. Imagine if The Rock was in Justice League 2, because now he's got to shift everything to accommodate this new timeline. And Harley Quinn and Idris Elba. Like, that could be really fun.
Yeah, Zack working with this massive
James Gunn.
Ensemble
First time. Remember, they worked together before. Dawn of the Dead was written by James Gunn.
Yeah.
So could you imagine if James Gunn helped Zack incorporate the Suicide Squad into a Justice League 2? It would have to be a little bit of a different story. I would love that.
So Prakash has Wonder Woman 84 only sabotaged BVS and Zack Snyder's Justice League Wonder Woman storyline, and I fear Wonder Woman 3 will only do it worse. I really hope not. I was such a fan of the first Wonder Woman film. The second one just completely shattered my hopes.
And Gal Gadot, I saw in a couple of interviews for Wonder Woman 1984, kind of got defensive when people talk. Like, so one person said, "Could you foresee a scene where Wonder Woman is dead?" It's like, no, we're not going to do that. I can't do my Gal Gadot. It's like, we're not trying to make that kind of movie. But then, like, you actually see her dead in the Snyder cut. She's actually chopping heads off. She blows up the dude at the bank robbery, like boom. So it seems like they want to go with a Wonder Woman that's not a warrior.
Yeah, not the character description.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
She's an Amazonian who are known for being at war. They're trained all their lives, and she's trained for like hundreds of years, for war. She literally
only to disengage bad guys, not to hurt them. Right? No, that's not how this works. Zack's representation of Wonder Woman is the truest form of the character.
Which is why I like the Pedro Pascal character was kind of because she can't fight him. She can't beat him up. Like she talks to him about love, and they steal the music from BVS, A Beautiful Lie. Like, you can't have her fight one person. She fights Cheetah, but And
it was a terrible CGI mess.
Yeah.
The worst. And she wears the golden armor, and it serves zero purpose.
One scene.
It's only. Oh my God, Wonder Woman 84.
Could you? Okay, so let's take that scene in Wonder Woman 1984 when she's fighting the convoy. That's probably the closest thing to a cool scene. Could you imagine? Okay, even if she has to disarm them, fighting like an army. Let's say Pedro Pascal like unites a massive army of tanks, helicopters after Wonder Woman. Could you see her fighting that? How cool that would have been to see. Like, she puts on the armor and she's fighting tanks and like fighting all this stuff. Yo, Ryan, what's up?
I hope y'all be joining us tomorrow for the panel.
Yeah, we're doing a panel tomorrow night. So there's so much good stuff they could have done with that. Like, you could have been like, all the armies of the world fight her, and she has to fight tanks and like airplanes. I'm like,
they could have had they could have had such a better movie, but they decided to go campy.
One good action sequence can save a movie.
Really, for sure. New Transformers movie coming. Transformers Rise of the Beasts with everyone. Does that mean Shia LaBeouf's coming back?
Yeah.
I would love to see Shia come back. I'm a huge Shia LaBeouf fan. I don't not like, I've said this for many years too. I've been a Shia LaBeouf fan for a long time. Yeah. I think he is such a cool dude. He's done some questionable things for sure. I really do. I like him. I like him as an actor. Yeah. I think he's great. High nerdy in many ways. As I've said for the past couple of years, the DCEU without Zack has no direction. Can have fun movies, sure, but no real direction at all. And that's what I'm saying, guys, is that, and you know what? Speaking of Justice was always famous for saying this. He didn't like the Zack Snyder versions of these characters. He didn't like the storylines, but at least when he went and when he sat down in a movie that was DC, he knew there was a direction that they were heading, right? There was there was an end game in sight.
Yeah.
With this new DCEU, we don't know what we're working towards. We don't know what the eventual storyline.
Dark side. They could still do the dark side nightmare stuff, but I think for the sake of story, they're gonna have to push that off because then every movie has to now figure out how to do the nightmare. You know, like they push off the nightmare to like 5 years down the line.
Okay.
You know, so like maybe like, okay, remember Joker says, how many timelines are you going to destroy? Yeah. Maybe we're in a new timeline where the original nightmare sequence is going to happen 10 years from now. So you can have
maybe that was a line that was deliberately placed.
Yeah. So you can have a new timeline where Superman returns to the blue and red suit for a certain sequence. Let's say his black suit gets destroyed in a sequence, and the next scene he wears this, you know.
You know what, though? I really kind of do think that line was deliberately placed.
Yeah. So here's the thing. In Batman vs. Superman, we see Batman die, and then in the end of Snyder Cut, Superman arrives. I'm assuming he kills them there too. So maybe those two nightmares are taking place in different places, different timelines.
Interesting.
I mean, we don't see Batman die in Zack Snyder's Justice League. We see him wake up from the nightmare, but I'm assuming he got them because no one there is strong enough to take him out unless Batman had kryptonite on him.
Yeah, no, he killed them. He killed them all.
He definitely killed them. So maybe we're seeing. So hypothetically, let's say there's a third timeline of the nightmare that happens after all these movies. Maybe Bruce thinks, hey, everything's hunky-dory and blah, 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 and then Darkseid isn't on his way, you know. Because Zach would have to retool. Zach and Chris Terrio. I'd like him to bring back Chris Terrio, who wrote BVS
great.
The Snyder Cut. Like I'd like to see and incorporate these guys. You know, incorporate these guys. You know, do it in a way, you know, where you can have them. So Kryptonite Bullets. I'm trying to think where that first happened. I think I could be wrong. Didn't they do that in Public Enemies issue 1? Where I think who's that? Who's Metallo? No, not Metallo.
Yeah,
who's that robot-looking dude?
Metallo. People pronounce it differently, but yes.
So I can't like have he shoots Superman with a kryptonite bullet, and then Batman literally has to like go in by himself and pull the bullet out.
Yeah. I do want to just one thing. Transformers Rise of the Beast was just announced from Paramount Pictures, now in production. Transformers Rise of the Beast, directed by Stephen Caples Jr. and starring Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback. You can experience it in theaters June 24th, 2022. The post goes on to say, the battle on Earth is no longer just between Autobots and Decepticons. Maximals, Predacons, and Terracons join Transformers Rise of the Beasts. I mean, I don't know if you know your Transformers lore, but that movie is gonna be dope. That's gonna be epic.
So when was the last one released? That was I know Bumblebee was kind of a spin-off, but that was set in the past. I think it was at The Last Night.
The Last Night's the Last Night's the one that brought their world to our world.
Yeah. So that was 2017. So it's been a good couple of years since we've had a Transformers movie.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't know if they're going to continue that universe. Yeah. Like this could be a subtle reboot. I don't know, but I figured it would be, you know, it just came up. So, you know, it is news. It's that's something that we definitely cover. We don't.
And you like Shia LaBeouf too.
I love Shia LaBeouf. I think bringing back Shia LaBeouf would be really cool and really great. Listen, get it done. Paramount, you guys just flopped. You guys just flopped with that Infinite movie. So you need a win. All right. You
Yeah.
need a win, and this could be it.
I didn't see that. Was that any good?
Oh, it was terrible.
Was it really that bad?
Oh my, it was so bad, Jack. Like
like
Wonder
Mark
Woman
Wahlberg.
84 makes that movie look fun.
Wow.
It's so bad. The dialogue is so terrible.
That's a shame because I thought the concept was like, all right, this kind of looks interesting. Although when they show Mark Wahlberg like living a past life, it kind of looks like Mark Wahlberg in a costume rather than like an ancient person. But
yeah,
I see he's kind of stupid. Well, he could survive it. Like once you take the bullet out.
Yeah. So let's go back to this Suicide Squad thing.
Yeah.
So for anyone who wasn't here, we did do our stream earlier. We started it with the Suicide Squad stuff, but we got taken down because Warner Brothers.
By Walter Hamada.
Yeah, Walter Hamada himself took us down. Yeah. This is the first thing I addressed. How they said that the Idris Elba's character, Bloodsport, is in jail for basically killing or trying to kill Superman with a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah.
This throws all timeline stuff for a loop because we know for a fact our Superman, Henry Cavill, to date has not had any run-ins with Bloodsport and has definitely not been in the ICU.
Yeah. Well, we have to assume that after Justice League, both versions, these events are happening. Let's say Snyder Cut is still canon, that stuff is still happening in the world. And remember, aside from Batman, Lex Luthor does know that kryptonite can, so he could, remember he told Deathstroke, by the way, Batman is Bruce Wayne. He could easily say, oh, Superman's back in both versions of the film. He could just be like, hey, and find other kryptonite. Maybe he lost the one that, I wonder, where is that kryptonite spear?
I wonder where it is.
Maybe Luthor got it back, contacted Bloodsport, like, hey, you want to make $5 million? Make this into a bullet, and you can shoot Superman without getting up and close.
All you would need is accuracy.
Yeah, all you need is accuracy, yeah.
Because he's moving pretty quickly, So
because in my mind, in the world of Shazam and Aquaman, Superman and Batman are still kind of doing their thing out there, and Flash, Affleck is back, so these characters are probably having encounters outside of the movies, that we just don't see.
Yeah, man. I really am looking forward to the Suicide Squad. Part of me doesn't want to though. Part of me really. I mean, guys in the chat? What did you guys think overall of the Suicide Squad trailer? Also, I have not seen the Titan season 3 trailer yet either. Yeah. I didn't get to watch it the other day, and I'm really looking forward to when I get off here. I'm going to be shooting a trailer reaction. I might even do one for Suicide Squad too. Even though we just did it, I don't know. Yeah. But
so wait, when you do those, they don't take those down, right?
No, they don't take those down. Isn't that so super weird?
Everyone does reaction trailers, but when we do it, I'm telling you, man, all the stuff we've been saying about Walter Hamada and everyone, someone's watching. Someone's watching, and they're after us.
Think about it. In Snyder's storyboards, Deadshot does shoot a kryptonite bullet at Superman, and he dodges it with zero effort. This is actually really true.
Yeah, so the way you would do it with Superman is that a character points a gun at him. Superman would not dodge it because he's Superman. He would not, if he doesn't know if it's a kryptonite bullet, why would he dodge it? Think about that. Superman doesn't dodge bullets. He's like, yeah, go ahead, come at me. And I was like, oh,
that actually hurt.
Yeah. So maybe someone looks like he's gonna shoot him with a regular gun. Superman's like, really, seriously? And yeah, obviously, unless he doesn't look at the bullet, it probably doesn't realize it's a kryptonite bullet.
Yeah. So
there are other ways you can get away with it.
Again, you can get away with it. You can get away
it's interesting to see, okay, you can kind of play around with loopholes. That's happened in the comics, a kryptonite bullet. So
yeah, and you know what it does do a good job of, regardless of Snyderverse or not Snyderverse, it shows that Superman isn't OP. Mm-hmm. Right? He isn't the all-powerful being. He can be hurt. Mm-hmm. It just takes the ability and the knowledge to be able to do it.
Yeah.
right?
You know what's amazing? Like even in Man of Steel, when he's fighting other Kryptonites, you never see Superman bleed or anything, or even bruise. Like he's still pretty effing strong. Like yeah, he gets punched and hurt, but you would think another Kryptonian hitting another Kryptonian, he would start bleeding or whatever. Right. No, the only time you actually see him get hurt is when Batman used a kryptonite and he cuts his cheek open with that.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And obviously when
Doomsday, because he's a big kryptonite,
Yeah, Doomsday.
A lot of people made fun of that scene. In the Snyder cut, she's like, "I've never thought of being so strong." Talking about Steppenwolf, and like it's a meme. It shows a picture of Doomsday. He's like, "Am I just a joke to you? Like, do you remember when you couldn't stop me and Superman had to die fighting me?" I'm always curious. Could Wonder Woman have stabbed him with the kryptonite spear? I mean, she's supposed to be strong enough.
She definitely could have.
I always thought it was stupid that she's not bulletproof. Like, bullets can actually hurt Amazonians, considering she can take a headbutt from Superman, both in Joss Whedon's version and Zack Snyder's version. You can take a headbutt from Superman, but you have to dodge bullets. I'm like, nah, come on. I know in the comics she's not bulletproof. I'm like, she kind of should be, though, if you think about it. What's more dangerous, a headbutt from Superman or a gun? I guess they don't want to make her too powerful, but I think in the comics, guys, tell me, is she bulletproof like Superman? Because she should be if she's that damn strong. I don't know. Oh, you're muted. There we go.
I don't think she's bulletproof in the comic books.
Yeah.
I do think that she can be hurt.
Yeah.
Like that, but I don't know. I guess it's just more about. It's more about like you don't want another character that's like overpowered or
because like even like in the Winter Soldier, Captain America gets shot, but because he's so strong,
Justice League, she takes a bullet.
Yeah, she does. Yeah, she takes one in the back, I think, or something. I don't know.
Yeah, or something like that when she's saving the kids.
Yeah, so I'm assuming like I always figured if she can fight Superman, she has to be bulletproof. Like if she can take a punch from him, which would be way worse than taking a bullet. I mean, he literally headbutts. That headbutt he does in the movie in Snyder Cut, like any other person, their head would explode like in a million pieces. But she just goes like she like shakes it off like mother and like headbutts him back.
Yeah, I mean she's strong, man. She's strong as heck.
Flips a tank.
Lifts a tank. Wonder Woman's a beast.
Why did they ruin that in Wonder Woman 1984? Is she struggling to fight?
Yeah. Oh God. I Wonder Woman 84. I really like. That's a movie you could get me to pretend didn't exist.
Yeah. And they could have done some cool stuff. Here's a guy who could control armies by wishing, giving people their wish. He could have literally had one scene, and I know I said this before, just one scene where he's like, all the armies of the world fight Wonder Woman. Imagine how cool, like a 15-minute sequence of Wonder Woman fighting tanks, helicopters, bombers in that golden armor. That could have been such a cool sequence. And no, we didn't get that. We got one sequence where she's fighting like a convoy,
Yeah. I like hear what Ryan says.
Yeah.
The thing is, Steppenwolf is the same level of combat with Wonder Woman. So he also, like, you know what I mean? Like he knows what he
intelligently. Whereas
he can fight intelligently, whereas Doomsday was literally just a mindless beast that was sent to destroy Superman, right? Yeah. So anything that got in his way was just an object.
Yeah.
So I don't know that it is what it is. Yeah. But he's also right when he says here in the New 52, she is basically a female Superman.
Yeah. Why not?
So Wonder Woman definitely got a little bit overpowered in the New 52. Yeah. But guess who wrote those?
Who wrote those?
Mr. Jeff Johns.
Oh.
Of course he did, right?
Yeah. And people forget that he's a good writer. Same thing with what's his name? Joss Whedon. Before he turned out he was a weirdo. It's a shame to say it, but he was a very, very
Jeff
good
Johns
writer.
Was heavy in the New 52. Mm-hmm. Heavy involved in the New 52.
In fact, the new Shazam movie is very influenced by the New 52 because he used to be in another city, but then they changed it to Philadelphia in the New 52. Because when I watched Shazam, I'm like, wow, they filmed it in Philly and they're referring it to as Philly. Didn't he live in a fictional town? But they changed that. They were like, forget it. Let's just make it Philadelphia. I'm like, all right.
Yeah, cool. That's like the one thing about DC that I can never quite wrap my head around. Mm-hmm. Some places exist, some don't.
Yeah,
like New
York City exists, but so does in the DC, but it's always it's always unofficial. Like Gotham is in Jersey, so it's supposed to be like, okay, so is that closer to New York or Philly? I don't know. But then, like, they always got to. But the cool thing about the MCU is New York is a real place. When Professor Charles Xavier says we're in Westchester, New York, that's a real place. You can go to Westchester, New York. There's kind of cool stuff like, dude, every time I'm in Manhattan, I always kind of like look up and like maybe Spider-Man's around or somewhere, even though I know he's not. But like that's how they're so in tune with those cities.
Right. And that's but Justice actually used to bring up a good point too, though, is DC's always good about like if there's a scene that's taking place in Gotham, you very much feel like you're in a different place. You're in Gotham. And when you're in Metropolis, you feel like you're in Metropolis. Central City, we don't really know, but from what we got with the Snyder Cut, it kind of just looks like a generic city. It's Central City. It is what it is. I'm really interested to see where Central City is in comparison to Metropolis and Gotham. How quick can they get there? Or because
I think in the Snyder Cut, it looks like it's like Ohio or somewhere in the Midwest, because you see like the city surrounded by like cornfields and stuff, right?
Right.
Whereas, Gotham and Metropolis are definitely supposed to be near the Atlantic Ocean. I think official DC canon is that it's supposed to be Delaware and Jersey, but they never mention Delaware or Jersey. Like they don't mention the states.
Okay. I always wondered like that because Snyder definitely took a liberty as making it Metropolis and Gotham as sister cities.
Yeah.
Basically.
Which is, I think he literally was. That was a compromise that seemed plot convenient. Like, okay, we need the bat symbol to be up, and you have to be able to see it from Metropolis, so Superman can see it. I was like,
so one little scene was the reasoning on it being across the bay.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
Because major cities are never that close together. I mean, like you take any major city, the next major city is really far away. Especially on the East Coast. Like, what do you got? You got Boston, Philly, New York, Jersey doesn't even have a big city. And then you got DC and maybe Baltimore. Like, that's it. Like, just on the New England part where Gotham and Metropolis are supposed to be kind of like the Northeast part. But, whatever. Because Gotham does have a twin city called Bloodhaven.
What?
Gotham has a twin city called Bloodhaven, which is where Nightwing's supposed to be, or it's supposed to be nearby.
Yeah.
So,
so I think the overall consensus here is I don't know if I can speak for both of us. I think we're excited for Suicide Squad. I think we're excited for The Flash.
Apprehensively.
Tentatively.
Yeah.
Like, I'm tentatively excited for these two movies. I really, really hope that they're not doing what I think they might be doing.
Yeah.
And destroying any hopes of a Snyder verse.
Yeah.
Because I think that like it's like it seems like it's an easy win. It's an easy win for DC. Guys, like, think about the money that could be made. All you have to do, let HBO Max take the characters for certain stories, put them on HBO Max. They can continue doing what they want in the theatrical versions, right? We clearly separate them by using the multiverse that you claimed was going to be established at fandom last year, right? Oh, hey, my name is Warner Brothers, right? I'm Warner Brothers. And I say, we're going to have a multiverse. You want your Batman, but he wants his Batman. You want your Superman. You want your Flash. Well, you can have them all, but they're going to be in different places. Everyone can have their own heroes.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
Why can't we have the Snyder heroes? Those are mine.
Yeah.
Why can't I have my heroes? I don't care if they're on HBO Max.
Yeah.
I'll
watch them on there. In fact, it'd probably be better. It'd be like a 5-episode, 1 hour each.
Yeah.
It'd be longer than the Snyder Cut because now you can make a 6-episode show or 7 episode.
And you know the money's there. You know it's there.
Yep.
The money is there. All you have to do is literally suck up some pride, admit you were wrong. Admit it. Admit you were wrong. You made a mistake. And you know what? I would even forgive you. I would forgive
I wouldn't even be upset if they create an excuse like, well, we released a Joss Whedon version because poor Zach was dealing with something. But now that we have his actual version, which we're glad came out, you could see them even doing something like that, you know,
Yeah,
and then
pulling a fast one
throw Whedon under their bus. Like we did not expect Whedon to do what he did. Like, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
Throw him underneath the bus and say,
make him the pansy, the pansy or the Ponzi.
What's the word? Patsy.
Yeah. Neither of them. Make him throw Whedon under as the Patsy.
Yeah.
Right. Maybe even throw Jeff Johns in there too, because we need to get rid of him as well.
Yeah.
So make them the Patsies and say, we're sorry. We're sorry it happened. But look, we're interested in what you guys want. Ultimately, why do we make movies? We make them for the consumer. Yeah. The consumer pays us to make films that they want to see. Yeah. We don't pay to go see bad movies. That's why they don't get sequels, right?
Yeah.
Because no one likes them.
Yeah.
These movies do get sequels because we pay for them. So if we decide we like something, you should turn your eyes towards it and say, well, there's some money.
There's some money. There you go.
And
I still stand by that. After Zack Snyder's Justice League, if they release Justice League 2 directed by Zack Snyder, it would make $1 billion. Easy. Will it make Infinity War money? No, but it will make $1 billion. Maybe 1.2, maybe 1.1, but it will
3 say 2 comes out.
Yeah.
And people realize, oh, this is really good. Mm-hmm. By Justice League 3, we're hitting endgame numbers.
Yeah, I think so. I think the potential is there. It's really, again, up to Warner Brothers or whoever the new leadership is going to be once this merger is complete. I hope they don't wait till the merger is complete to take action.
I hope it's not.
Ben Affleck is 48 right now. You don't want to wait till he's 52.
I hope it's not.
Zach will be, or Henry might be 40 by the time in about 2 or 3 years. I mean, he could still be it. I mean, look at The Rock. Look at Hugh Jackman playing these muscular men well into their 50s. But I think it's entirely possible. Folks, go ahead.
Real quick, who wouldn't want to see the Justice League all assembled with Shazam,
with the Suicide Squad?
You know, maybe I don't know if you bring them in.
Oh, why not? Because when Harley Quinn was dying in my arms,
that would be dope.
When I killed you, and make no mistake, I will. I love that
line. Oh my god! It literally gives me a Ralph Bonner just thinking about it, dude. It really does. It gives me a Ralph Bonner just thinking about that line.
Yeah,
that was so epic.
Yeah.
Why would you not continue that? Yeah. Oh my god! It seems so idiotic. From a business perspective.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
From a business perspective, not continuing the Snyderverse, you're only doing yourself a disservice.
Yeah.
A disservice. Yeah. Fans are going to eat you alive because if you don't, this could be one of the biggest Hollywood blunders ever. With that being said, though, we are at that 2-hour mark. I know, Jack, we do have a couple plugs we got to do. We got to finish it up. All right.
So let's do that real quick. All right, folks, we did have more topics to talk about, but we can talk about them on Thursday. You know, so we don't have to worry about that. We will not leave them alone. But what are you doing tonight? I think we have a watch party, don't we?
Yes, tonight we will be watching episode. Well, I don't know if Austin's still sick. I'll do it alone. I really don't care. So tonight, join us 30 minutes before. So 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time here on YouTube for a pre-show discussion and a recap of episode 2 of Loki, and then we'll transition exclusively to Twitch and Periscope. We'll watch the entire episode 3 of Loki. Nicotina is not doing his watch parties, so we're the only game in town as far as our little community goes. So definitely come join, watch me. If Austin's not doing it with me, maybe Carlos, maybe Ryan, if you guys want to pop
patrons.
Anyone who's a member, if you guys want to pop in and join with me, that's fine. Just DM me beforehand and we'll get that going.
Yeah.
But yes, 3 a.m. I know it's such a.
Yeah, I know.
It's brutal. But that's why I'm going to go to bed right after we end this, and then I'll wake up about an hour before and get all set up. We also have our bigger event, as you guys know. I'll let Jack tell about it, but You know what we do with big tentpole films, and we cannot deny that this next one is definitely classified as a tentpole film.
Yeah, I mean, this is one that I'm very curious about. So, folks, we've talked about it before. Some of us are Fast and Furious fans. We enjoy them for what they are. Fast 9 is coming out this weekend. Ty and someone else will be live at Showcase Friday morning to do a pre-show, and we'll be doing a post-show after the movie. We will do a non-spoiler review and then a spoiler review. This movie is going to be interesting because so far all the big budget films like Mortal Kombat, and I don't know if you want to call Quiet Place 2, Conjuring a big budget film, but it's a pretty big franchise, have all been on HBO Max as well as the theaters. This movie, Fast 9, is only going to be in theaters. So this movie is going to be a big test.
Yes.
You know, vaccines are going out, things are opening up.
Listen, I was in downtown Boston yesterday.
Yeah.
Every single place I went, mask optional. It's amazing.
Yeah, and look, you and I are both in blue states. They're kind of letting, I didn't wear my mask the last few movies I went to. I mean, I brought it with me just in case, but I'm like, I got my vaccine card. No one cared. They're like, go ahead, just sit down where you go. So if this movie does well, HBO or Warner Media might be like, crap, maybe we shouldn't have done Suicide Squad just in, because now a lot of people are just going to sit at home and watch it instead of going to the theaters. They might lose a lot of money. But Fast 9 is coming out this Friday, live from Showcase. I think we're aiming for a 10:30 show in the morning, tentatively.
Yes, 10:30 to 11:15. No, I say 10:15.
Yeah,
10:15 to 11 o'clock pre-show. Our movie starts at 11:30, and then we'll do 2:30-ish.
2:30-ish, because these movies tend to be a little bit longer than 2 hours.
Yeah. So we'll be, I'll keep you updated on the schedule aspects of it, but definitely Friday. Be there, guys. It's gonna be a good time. Tune in for the pre-show. We have a special.
And if you're planning to watch the movie that night, watch the post-show afterwards.
Of course.
And we'll do a non-spoiler review, which you can watch, and then we'll put up spoilers, and then you don't have to watch. But this one, I'm curious, because this Fast and Furious movies usually do $100 million opening weekends. I'm curious, will people go out? Because it has a huge fan base. You can't watch it on HBO Max. You can't do a premiere access where you pay $30. You have to see it in theaters. So I think they're fun, dumb movies. This one's sitting at 65% Rotten Tomatoes, which is kind of where these movies usually sit.
Yeah,
they're going to space. Han is back. A lot of craziness. I think we'll talk about it. Why don't we do a segment on Thursday where we talk a little bit about the franchise in the second half of Jivin' with Jack. Yeah. So on Thursdays, this wasn't planned, but me and Austin and Ty, we've been kind of covering and breaking down Loki. We'll probably do that again on Thursday. We'll see. I don't know.
Yeah.
Unless some other DC news breaks, but
but yeah, guys, really low. Show up on Friday, post-show, pre-show, post-show. We'll be talking all things Fast and the Furious, and we'll be talking about big budget films and making it back into theaters. It's going to be a good time. Our showcase shows are really fun, and there'll be no negativity, right? Yeah. No negativity. We do have a special guest host that will be joining us at the showcase shows from now on. And we'll let you meet him come this Friday. Honest Jack, this has been really fun. We had a lot of DC talk today, guys. Thank you for everyone who tuned in. Special shout out to all of our members. And, this is not my show, so Jack, you can do
all right, folks, thank you for joining us. Next month we have a lot of big interviews set up. We have Owen Gleiberman, we have Brandon Spink coming on, and we're doing another fundraiser for breast cancer awareness. So make sure you hit the notification bell, because we do go live almost every day, and we have new content daily. So make sure you follow us. I think Austin might be doing a stream late tomorrow night, a gaming stream after the panel. So make sure you do that. If you like the content, we can't do this without you. So we always ask, number one, we have a 3-tier system. For as little as $3 a month, you can support us, help us support us. It's a big deal. Number two, don't use ad block. Don't use that type of stuff. The ads really help us. It doesn't affect Warner Brothers, but it does affect us. So, make sure you let those ads play out a little bit. We're here. Remember, tonight, Loki watch party. Tomorrow, we have the panel. maybe a game streaming later on the night. Then Thursday, we have Jivin with Jack. And Friday, Showcase Cinemas. If you don't know where Showcase is, check in the description below. You can find out your local Showcase.
Yeah.
They're doing us a favor, so we want to plug them too. And if not, go to any theater, Regal, AMC, wherever. Just get out there. Remember, folks, we do it for you, and we do it for the culture.